Yo, it's your boy EC22 of the FairWeather Fan Channel. It is Tuesday. I got my man J-Dub in the house. And if you don't know, now you know. You guessed it, we're in for another live podcast. J-Dub, what's
Yes,
going on?
sir.
You doing all right, man?
Well, just living a dream, sometimes a nightmare. Every day is a new day.
Ooh, I feel you on that. That you hit me in a different way right there. I know the feeling on that one. Hey, check this out. Coach D-Way is on his way. He has some technical difficulties over there, so we'll get him when we can. We gonna until he get here, we're gonna talk real bad about him. That's okay.
No, of course, that's the easiest thing to do. He touched something didn't work. He tried a setting, it always leads
Right,
to something else.
right. So before we go any further, I want to throw this out there. I've been telling you guys about what I plan on doing, and after this live, I'm gonna give more details about the cash giveaway. But if you're already here watching, listen, in order to get the cash giveaway, there's a video on my YouTube page, and it should be on this page as well on Facebook. Let me give you the title. It is, I gotta find it real quick. It is, it's been a while ago. Which sport has the best athletes? Remember that title. It's a title called Which Sports Has the Best Athletes. It is a video on Facebook as well as YouTube. Watch that video. I'm going to answer questions. I'm going to ask questions from that video for a chance to win $200. So once again, watch the video. Which sports has the best athletes? Watch it in its entirety. It's not a long video. It is probably about 19 minutes long. Watch the video. And then next week, before we go, while we're going live, we're going to go ahead and get you guys in and then see how well we can see we're going to get that $200. But it'll be here next Tuesday. J-Dub, you got a question?
Tennis or basketball, right? It's got to be tennis or basketball.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's one. I'm not going to give any, but it's a whole video. I'm going to ask some questions about that video, man. I'm going to throw a video up after this podcast about that. And y'all know how we do it. Just come on live. You got to be on live to get it. Got to be on live. Well, at least watch us on the feed, right? You got to watch us live in order to get it. And also, here's another trick to it. You got to be a FairWeather Fan subscriber on YouTube or Facebook. You got to be. Because a lot of times people get these videos and they go and they just jump on and jump off. And I appreciate the love. We want all the support. But in order, this is a fan appreciation type situation. So be a follower of the Facebook channel or the YouTube channel, or at least be a frequent guest to the channel. I'm not going to trip if I know your name and I know your face. I see you come in and stuff like that, but you're not hit that subscribe button yet. We still going to show you love. But why not? Since you're here looking, like, subscribe, share, leave comments, man. J-Dub, let's jump on into it. The WNBA season has sadly come to an end. And I already miss it. I
know. It's like watching. With all respect due, it's like watching toddlers start growing and getting bigger and making more friends and more people knowing their name. I mean, I know I keep sounding like a broken record, but it's growing. It's growing.
It is growing, man. And I love what Holly Rose said at the end of the game. She was basically talking about, the fact that the platform was on ESPN, the fact that they brought it to the Barclays Centers. The New York Liberty brought their franchise to the Barclays Centers.
That's right.
And just the energy that was there, the fanfare was there, crazy. The ratings was great. And she said that this is what happens when you support women's basketball or women's sports.
Right.
And I more than agree with that statement,
Yeah, it's again. I think we're in the very beginning stages of a golden age. Especially for all the harm that NIL has done to other sports, and we can talk about that later. I think it's done nothing but good for women's basketball. It's given more publicity, which creates more fans, which creates more interest. And again, you don't realize that when you're watching this person, you're going to become a fan of this person, or
exactly.
So. And certain personalities you're going to mesh with, even the way they move on the court, you're going to recognize, somebody that you respected, or you might even see yourself a little bit in the way somebody attitude or yada, yada, yada. So, I mean, it's the beginning of a golden age. It's great.
He said what he said. Is it true about the WNBA collective bargaining, and will it be a stoppage? I don't even know what that. Have you heard about that, J-Dub?
So the players opted out of the bargaining agreement. Again,
Okay.
all the ratings changed so significantly this season. They opted out, and I don't see there being a stoppage because I can't foresee the leaders of the players union letting a negative thing happen after so much positivity. So they're going to come to a deal. It's just that rights are changing, ad revenues are changing, which is what correlates to all contracts, is how much
Right.
ad space can we sell and what can we sell it for. So
Right.
if it comes to a stoppage, they are going to literally lose all of the positive momentum they've gained. So I don't see the people letting that happen. But I mean, you never know. The top tier athletes are going to be able to get a little bit more. I think the early estimates I've heard is now we're going to be up to like the top tier can get like $500,000 to $800,000 a year, and then the
Wow.
next tier, and then I think the bottom pay is supposed to be somewhere around mid pay right now. Like and don't quote me on any of this, but I think the bottom pay is supposed to be somewhere around $80,000 $100,000 a year, where that's like mid to upper level, right? Right now.
Yeah.
So
Right.
they have to be able to sell ad space to pay these athletes what they want to be paid. If you can't sell ad space, you can't pay the players. I don't care what sport we're talking about. We can be talking about lacrosse or swimming. If
Yeah.
the ad revenue is coming in, the
Yeah.
athletes will get what they think they can have.
Yeah. Guess who just finally joined into the building? D-Wade, what's happening?
What's up, guys? What's up, Jay?
You got
How are you, man?
Hey, what's happening, brother?
Oh, good.
You got it all squared away over there. You look good. You look good.
Man, feeling good. Just
got them Aggies representing.
Proud to be. Hey,
like
man,
they lead the SEC or something.
Don't even try it. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Hopefully, Jay can stay on for a minute. But
yeah, we still got the way to get him out of here.
Did y'all get that collective bargaining situated?
Yeah. J-Dub talked about it, man. Let's see. Jonathan's leaving another comment. He said college girls may get paid more for staying in college with NIL. Well, absolutely. That's just where it is right now. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But and I agree with him 1,000%. But at the same time, the NIL deals that Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and Cardoza had in place are still in place for them now. So the ads, it's not about college paying, it's about them being able to sell their likeness and name earlier. So the NIL rules are still in place for Caitlin and Angel and Carmella and all these girls, that they can still get paid from sponsorships based on what they put on their social media.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna start. I mean, but most women still stay 4 years typically. Still right now. So it's again, that's changing revenue on the front end, but they're still getting paid on the back end too.
So the one thing I would say, and I'm looking dead in the camera when I say this: ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, ESPN, NBA Network, all you big major mainstream, you gotta show your support. I know the game right now is air sport that's going to be instant revenue. We get it. But let's not, the WNBA, there's still a young season, because you guys put a lot of different shows on your platform that ain't nobody watching. Just for the sake, because somebody got money, decide they want to throw it out there. This is your opportunity to do it right. Support women's sports, man. Put it on out there. And then once you put it out there, anytime ABC, those ones I just named, anytime you own the air, somebody wants to pay for a commercial. So there's the ad revenue right there. Just do it during the WNBA game. It's just that simple. But like I say, if y'all watching this podcast, man, listen, y'all need to go ahead and do the right thing by these women, because you can see what they can do. D-Way, you got anything to add to that?
Well, a couple things, and I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the final game, Game 5 as well. But if everybody like myself hasn't ordered their Nafisa Collier shoes like I did today, then y'all are missing out on that. And so if y'all think I'm kidding on that, you'll see. They should be here by the end of the week. So, the game. Can we talk about the game for a minute?
Yeah. Shoot.
Okay. The game was a great game, okay? And the game was a great game from just a slugfest. It wasn't a pretty game, Jason, but it was just a freaking old timey. Let's get out in the back alley and just freaking just take the gloves off and let's just throw down, you know. But it was ugly, and it seemed like, and you and I talked about this today. It seemed like part of it was, and I'd love to hear J-Dub's take on this too. Both teams looked tired because of the pace of play that they played the first 4 games. All the players, but man, they fought to the bitter end. You know, Jay and I have talked for years. I don't care what sport it is. I don't care if it's golf or tennis or tiddlywinks.
Tiddlywinks.
We usually swallow it if we think the 2 best teams are left standing at the end of the year.
Yeah.
We got that.
Yeah.
And it hurts my heart to say the best team won the championship. Okay, that hurts my soul to say that, okay? But because I was pulling with the last time I got gut punch like this was when the Lakers upset my Dr. J led Sixers back in 3 or 4. But you know, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that last call down the stretch in regulation was unfortunately was a monster. It should have been a no call.
Yeah.
It was the difference in the game. It was a difference in who, you know, because the Lynx come up with that ball, and then the whistle blows and play stops, and then it's a foul. But if they had possession with 2-point lead, Jay, with how many seconds left, guys?
Oh, it
10.
was,
I think.
Yeah,
it was under 10.
6.3.
So
6.3.
now they have a 2-point lead, and now New York has to foul, and so it's unfortunate that that's the way it went down. And I knew that if that game went into overtime, no way Minnesota has a chance because like
the momentum had already swung.
The momentum had swung.
Yes,
because the momentum had swung.
And J-Dub said this all year, and Eric, you and I are huge basketball fans, so we know New York's just got too many. They got too many bullets in the gun. They got too much gas in the tank, and Minnesota was, you know, they don't have that. Hopefully they will. They get another player or another piece or two.
Oh, they will. They will, without a doubt.
Man, what an exciting, what a great series. What a great final game, and it's what you asked for. In a game 5, which hopefully soon it'll be. Next year they go to 7 games on that, Jay.
Yep.
So I mean, you want the 2 best teams playing as good as the energy will allow, and you want it to go into overtime. And obviously, you want the team you're pulling for to win. And the last thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to say it until the cows come home. My favorite current professional basketball player in the world is Nafisa Collier, and she's the bomb.com.
You're welcome.
You're
welcome.
Thank you.
But J-Dub introduced you to Nafisa Collier.
Oh my
J-Dub,
gosh!
Now I have a little different take, but I'm gonna let J-Dub go ahead and go.
Bro, I don't even know which way to attack it from because it was a good season. It was a great season. It was a great playoffs, and for us to end. So now you got all these extra people and extra viewers watching this decision-making game, and it was ugly. And as all of us, as former ball players, how do we? Just to back up what Coach is saying, how do we know when people are tired? When all your shots are hitting the front of the rim, and everybody's shots. Everybody. I mean, I think Sabrina and Brianna missed 30 shots between them. That's crazy. That was a horrible game. Yeah. So in order to grow the sport and everybody's tuning in at these 2 Titans clashing, and this is the game that everybody tuned in, and I can see how it's going to be some backsliding a little bit. That call ruins a great series.
Mm-hmm.
Did her hand get hit? Maybe a little bit, and I'm not going to touch that, but she traveled twice before she even shot the ball.
Right.
And then when you look at a couple plays earlier, Nafisa got leveled, and it was a no call. So everybody, the common theme between all sports, I hear fans say, we want the same call on one end of the field or court that we get on the other end of the field or court, right?
Preach it.
And Nafisa had 2 or 3 ticky-tack calls early in the game. I think fouls 2 through 4 were like maybe no calls, and they called her foul on her. So, I mean, I'm not throwing no shade on nobody, but it's sad that we had a great series end in some sort of controversy. So much controversy that Cheryl Reeve is okay with getting fined for bad-mouthing the officials. That's how much it was.
Yeah.
And it's awesome that the Liberty got their championship. Y'all know I've been supporting the Liberty. They are the best team. Bullets in the gun. I mean, so they got so many players that a player that most people, I don't even know that I can say her first name, Sabdali from Germany.
Yeah,
she had the biggest She had the biggest third and fourth start of the fourth quarter. If she doesn't do what she did, they're not even in the competition. So it's just it was as a fan who's hopeful of the future, I hated that the this phenomenal series ended with a game like that with controversy at the end. I would have rather and now I love Jonquil Jones. Y'all have heard me say multiple weeks I'm a huge fan of Jonquil Jones, but Nafisa Collier was the obvious MVP of the playoffs.
Yeah.
She is hands down the best player we saw from round 1 to the end. She led, please don't give me the line, but scoring, rebounds, steals, blocks, everything. She led everything. It was unfortunate. And Stewie had 2 bad games in a row. Game 4 and Game 5, she did not play well in either game. I think Sabrina's big shot from Game 3 took the gas out of her, and she really didn't have good games 4 and 5.
Right.
I think Kayla McBuckets made a name for herself in the last 3 games, bigger than the name she was already making. She had phenomenal games.
Yeah.
The big missing link, there was a lot of missed shots in Game 5, a lot by both teams. But the fact that Courtney Williams was like 2 for 14 or something like that, I mean, when you're going up against the big 3 of the Liberty and they have other people helping, the big 3 of the Lynx have to come through every night or they can't be successful. So it was awesome. It was a great series. I think Game 5 was an emotional letdown for most of us who watched the playoffs. But I mean, you can't take anything away from these ladies. The best team won. I will say, you know, this unrivaled league that's coming up. If you give me 2-on-2, Kayla McBride and Nafisa Collier, I'm going all in with all the money in the bank account that they win the whole thing together.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think there's a better duo. The problem is you got to start 5 people every night, right?
Yeah.
So I'm pleasantly surprised and I'm happy for the future. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Go
So we've got now obviously all 3 of us were rooting for the Minnesota Lynx to win that game, right? We wanted to see the Minnesota win. And I was just like you guys, I was screaming and hollering, jumping up and down. Let's talk about Sunday night as a whole. The fact that you had 3 major games going on. You got the Dodgers and the Dodgers and the Mets playing for their ticket into the World Series. You got the New York Jets versus the Pittsburgh Steelers with the reconnection with Aaron and Devontae Smith. People was watching that game, and then you had the WNBA Finals Game 5, winner go home. That was the last game, the last 40 minutes or last 45 minutes of the WNBA season. And as though I was rooting for the Minnesota Lynx, and I was sad and I was hurt, just like you guys, upset about that bad call. But once the final whistle blew, and I looked up in that stadium and I saw Swim Cash and Teresa Witherspoon in tears NBA greats, NBA legends, WNBA legends, I mean, and the fact that 28 years, the first team to punch a ticket into WNBA, the first franchise, the original franchise, the New York Liberty, finally, because they built this league, East Coast versus West Coast, like what you do in most franchises build up, right? We saw LA win a bunch of theirs. We see how the Minnesota Lynx have won 4. We saw the Houston Comets do their things, but New York has never won in 28 years. And to see the emotions of the fans, Swim Cash, Teresa Witherspoon's being greats there, to see that emotion, to see that happen at Barclays Center, the fact that that was just a great ending. I would have loved to see Minnesota win it, but to win on a home stage, it was for the fans. I'm not trying to say the refs jumped into this thing and made it happen there. I mean, we could go that route, but the fact it ended. And when you're looking at a 67 to 62 game, the one thing I love about the score, and I watched Kevin Garnett say this a couple of weeks ago on a podcast. He was talking about today's NBA versus the Jordan era, how you was getting these type of games day in and day out because the hardness of defense, the way you talking about you getting 60, 70, 80-point games in a 48-minute game. We know what both these teams can do. For y'all who watching this score, 67 to 62, if you watched the game and felt like it was boring, go back. These teams can easily put up 100 points in a 40-minute game versus a 48-minute game. Right. So these women are more than capable. The fact that Nafisa Collier did not sit down at all for the finals, she played 40 minutes every single night. And the only reason why she sat down the other night because she got fouled out. Other than that, and you're talking about, and still came up there and fought hard. These women, when you're talking about, this was the definition of leaving on the court. Just like you guys said, being tired. See, you got load management in the NBA, and we get all that. Guys gonna make sure they're in their prime condition, and of course, you have a 7-game series versus a 5-game series. You don't have time to let up. If this was a 7-game series, obviously, I think Nafisa wouldn't have played those many minutes. You would have stretched it out, and I think they would have came out the better end of this deal. But man, what a phenomenal end to a great season, man. I can't wait till next year. We're going to figure out the whole collective deal. We're going to wait for the 5-on-5 tournament, 3-on-3 tournament, what they got going on here next. But y'all, congratulations, man.
Sure,
congratulations to a great WNBA season, man. Yeah.
Just keep growing. Just keep growing.
I don't know how we're going to do it, but we need to, us three, figure out how to get to a WNBA game next year,
Just go.
Yeah.
Just go. That's definite.
And yeah, I mean, we could talk about that game for hours, but we have other things. But wow.
So I got a message earlier from my other podcast mates, and they sent this thing out, and it was very laughable to me. I don't know if you got a chance to see. Where is it? It was Shaquille O'Neal's. Shaquille O'Neal and the guys in TNT. They decided to put out their top 25. It was of top 50. I mean, of basketball. It's Shaq, Chuck, and Kenny. They ranked the top 50 players in the NBA right now. And without trying to go through all 50, let me give you the top 10. They got Nikola Jokic number 1, Giannis Antetokounmpo number 2, Luka Doncic number 3, Joel Embiid number 4, LeBron James 5, Stephen Curry number 6, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at number 7. They got Kevin Durant number 8, Jaylen Brown at number 9, Jason Tatum number 10, Anthony Edwards number 11, Anthony Davis at number 12, Devin Booker number 13, Jaylen Brunson 14, Bam Adebayo number 15, Ja Morant 16, 17 Paolo Banchero, Kyrie Irving at number 18, Victor Wembanyama number 19, and Paul George at number 20. There are some names, J-Dub, I know they may be on the list, but they didn't make the top 20.
My problem is, listen, I love all 3 of those guys. I have Shaq jerseys and Chuck jerseys, and Kenny Smith played for my Rockets. I'm just saying, I think these guys are holding on to the previous era. Mm-hmm. And I'm certainly not going to negate the names they said, but I will negate the order, right? I'm not taking LeBron this season. If there's 5 teams and everybody gets 1 first-round pick, I ain't taking him in the first round. I ain't taking him in the second round. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying he ain't He's on the Mount Rushmore. He is a Mount Rushmore candidate.
Yeah.
But we're talking about this season.
Hold on, Jonathan G. You gotta respond to that because this is the type of stuff that G be talking about. J-Dub just said that if he had to pick his draft right now, he said he would take LeBron either round 1 or number 2. Jonathan, jump into the comment section because this is what you be talking about.
And I love LeBron. Uncle David D. Wade will tell you 1,000 times I've been talking about this man since he was 18 years old. But we talking about today. We're drafting today. Right. LeBron is in a 5-person team, in a 5-person league. I'm taking him 3rd. If he's available with my 3rd pick, I'm taking him 3rd.
I mean, I don't know.
First of all, you're only gonna get about 50 to 60 games out of him.
Yeah. I don't know that. Season. Listen here. I don't know that. And again, he is a Mount Rushmore. I don't know that. If there's 10 teams, if he's a 1st-round pick, I mean,
he could be the 10th pick. I'm just saying. I'm just saying for this season, for load
this upcoming season.
Yes.
I love how
Shy was way low. Shy is top 5. Anthony Edwards is the top. I'm taking Anthony Edwards my 1st pick.
He said, "Okay, 3rd is fair, but the disrespect to LeBron is outrageous." G, no, see now you flip flopping me on you, G. You and I have talked about this several times. No. G, we're gonna have to talk offline on this because you flip flopping right now. Because we had a long conversation about because this goes into what you consider the GOAT category. Just last season, at the end of the season, Jonathan was talking about how the international players of the league are the best players in the NBA. Talking about Luka and Joker and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander being from Canada. We talked about the Joel Embiid. You know, G, you gonna have to give me something better than this because you flip flopping on me. We're not disrespecting LeBron, but this is not a lifetime achievement award. We're talking about today NBA. A player, a longevity player, a player that you can build your franchise right now. We're not talking about somebody who's great. Yes, he's averaging 30 points because he got the ball in his hand for most of the time. They're pushing everything through him, but all that still don't equate to getting into the championship, get into the championship thick of things, deep into the playoffs.
If you're talking about
made the list. I can't even believe that one.
I'm saying if you're talking about
I'm saying for his opinion is fair. Okay, I got you, G. Go ahead, Dave.
I'm saying if you're talking about a 30 or 31-year-old LeBron James, he's my 1st pick. But we're talking about a 40 or 41-year-old LeBron James. That's all I'm saying. So And
he's still at 40, 41, he's still a top 25 pick.
1,000%.
Still in the top 25 players.
Absolutely.
But I'm not taking him in the top 10. That's just me personally. And I mean, again, I'm not a GM, so I don't have to make these harsh decisions. But it's got to be Joker, Luka, Shy, Joel. Those are your big 4 right now. Those are the big 4, and everybody else comes after. Those are your 4 MVP candidates before the season starts in an hour.
The fact that they got Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum rounding off the top 10, 9 and 10 is absurd to me. Completely absurd because they play on the same squad. So you don't know how would these guys hold up when they're the only guy on their squad. That's completely absurd. You know,
look at how good Kevin Love when he was by himself.
You talking about you got Devin Booker in the top 20, you got Tyrese Maxey at 29.
Yeah, I would flip flop those 2 right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a Devin Booker fan though, so I don't.
So but let's see. We'll see what G saying about the foreign players because he always let's see all foreign players. 4 to 5 times.
I hate that. Listen, G. I hate that. But that's the evolution of the game, and that's where we've come to. And if you listen to Gilbert Arenas ever talk about this on all the podcasts he's on, he talks about this, how the European players have made the league weaker, if that's what we want to say. And I don't get to set the rules or the precedents, but based on the way the game is played now, those guys are leading the way for the way the NBA wants the game to be. Listen, I want Bill Laimbeer and Dennis Rodman to be throat punching Jordan in the playoffs still. That's who I am. But that's not where we are. And where we are, they want scoring. They want soft defenses. They don't want anybody getting fouled. They let people flop. They let people get all away with all these kind of things. And so that's not what I want, but that's what I see. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, that's Kevin, and that's the exact same thing that Kevin Garnett said. Kevin said that they took away elements and added elements to the game to promote high pace, to promote scoring.
I'm not a fan.
No, it's. I mean, you really don't know who's the greats are because you're talking about the Jordan era where he was out there getting thrown on the ground, beaten down. Now, obviously, you don't want no players losing their careers over the nonsense, right? But at the end of the day, you cannot dumb down the sport either because now you want this high pace, high energy game with all these threes and stuff like that. What up, Lou? And it just takes away from what we know as basketball. Because when I go play basketball, listen, I don't get the whiff blowing the whistles for me just because I got somebody just barely touched me. You talking about I get fouled, I gotta darn to come to blows with somebody just to get them to respect my call. You know what I'm saying? But yet what we do, we get out on the blacktop and we play hard. These guys getting paid too much money to do what all of us can do for free. You know what I'm saying? Day in and day out. So they made the game too soft.
It's been 20 years. It's been 20 years. Almost, man, it's coming up almost to the day since the Malice in the Palace. And I said it then, and I'm going to keep saying it now. That one game changed the sport forever.
It did.
And whether you like it or you don't like it, it's still what it is. It's still what we're left with. So if you're asking me if I'm going to take Joker or Anthony Davis, well, obviously Anthony Davis is the better athlete. But Joker can get away, can do more stuff based on within the rules of the game now.
Right.
Good point, J-Dub. Athleticism versus IQ and skill.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis is a freak when it comes down to athleticism, but he cannot put the ball in the basket on multiple levels in multiple ways like Nikola Jokic can. I mean, it is amazing.
He can dribble.
It is amazing how a man who can play below the basket at his height still can find a way in the middle of paint doing what he does. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal, man. And that's what we come to see. Let's see what he said. AD is more athletic, but not exactly. He's more athletic than
That's what we're saying.
Yeah. D-Way, you got anything to add to this conversation?
Man.
You were like, you're taking notes. Let me just.
Y'all don't want to get me started. Y'all don't want to get me started on the Joker, dude. Trust me. Jason, we've had some great conversations about how that cat gets it done night in and night out. But yeah, it's going to be.
You can call it luck. But the fact that we can do it every single night, it's not lucky anymore, right? It's not luck if you can do it every game.
So. I do want to bring up one name. I want to bring up Jason's guy that he's been talking about. I'm so sick of hearing this name. Where's everybody think Vic fits in right now?
Victor Wembanyama.
Where does he fit in right now?
I'll give him the top 10. I'll put him in the top 10.
I put him at 11. He's 28 pounds heavier. He's got an experienced point guard playing with him. We about to see.
Yeah.
What a full another year can do. He needs about 20 more pounds.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought you were going to rate him a little bit higher than that, but
the reason being because I'm looking at Shaq's list because they got Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum at 9 and 10. Victor Wembanyama could easily take one of those spots, and the fact, and I love Jalen Brunson. Let me see where they hold on. No, they don't have one. They don't have him in the top.
Got to be top 10.
Yeah, they got it. Nope, they don't have him in the top 10. They got Jalen Brunson at number 14. So they got like the top 10 is Joker, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Luka Doncic, Joel Embiid, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Shea. They got Kevin Durant, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum. I definitely put Victor Wembanyama over either Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. I like Jason. I don't even know what. No. I take that back.
We need to scoot Kevin back.
Scoot Kevin back a little bit. Kevin is number 8. I think 8 is fair. I would have Jalen Brunson at number 9 and Victor Wembanyama at number 10. Because Jalen Brunson is New York, right?
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, because you got LeBron on this list, because Kevin Durant is not. I mean, between him, Devin Booker, it just I don't really know what they're getting out of the squad, and they got other players, but I mean, Kevin Durant is still Kevin Durant. The fact that Devin Booker comes in number 13 is laughable to me, and they got Devin Booker over Jalen Brunson is laughable. The fact that Bam and Adam Bayou made top 20 is laughable to me over Victor Wembanyama. That's crazy.
Who's the kid? Who's the kid? Jay, who's the kid in Indiana that I like so much?
Tyrese Halliburton.
Is he their? Is that their best player? I always get their names mixed up.
Yeah, he's their top player, but
yeah,
I like him, but I like him, and then I don't like him for the same reason. He's confused. He's a confusing player to watch to me, if that makes any sense.
Okay. And talking about KD for a minute, there's nobody that's been a bigger fan of him than myself. But I mean, guys, that's not the same Kevin Durant that we're going to see this year. We're gonna see
and I still want an 82-game superstar. I'm still looking for 82-game superstars, or at least 75-game superstars. So Kevin, listen, I got Kevin Durant is in my top 10 favorites of all time, but Kevin is now on the downhill, so he's only going to play 60, 65 games if we're lucky.
And
so,
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying.
So that, to me, as just a fan, that comes into my list. It shouldn't, but it does.
And then that's the other problem for me is, and Jay knows this. I'm a big Joel fan, but that's another guy that just can't stay healthy long enough to. It's just there's too much pounding on those big legs and knees, and I love me some Joel E.
But when I tell you a guy who can turn it on and turn it off, as soon as he come back, he's plug and play. That's what I love about his game.
Yeah, as long as his legs are, so
he's one of the guys.
I wish he would spend more time with his back to the basket. I think he spends too much time around the 3-point line. But I get it. It's a different league, and I'm still adjusting. 20 years of adjustment.
Out of all the big men in the league, between Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, those are only two that I know with confidence. If they had to play back to the basket, they can.
Good point.
That's only Joel Embiid. Nikola Jokic, he would be far better because he has IQ. He can pass the ball in and out of the post. He can do whatever you want to do, and he loves to play close to the basket anyway but he can't stretch out. But Joel Embiid, I've seen him get in the post. I've seen him bang with players, Victor Wembanyama, he's like the second coming of Giannis Antetokounmpo. They wants to run up the floor and jump up and obviously his strength and size is going to play a factor with banging down there. He don't have a fadeaway like the other two guys, so that's what's going to have to come into play. But the rest of these guys, they're just big men in the middle that's holding the spot that can't do nothing. It's terrible.
100, yeah.
Cat can play with his back to the basket a little bit still too. So don't overlook Karl Anthony Towns because he can still play the post if he needs to.
The two things that I'm most interested in, Embiid is a foreigner too, like 7 of the top 10 is foreigners.
Yeah.
You're laughing about.
I was laughing at he was talking about Karl Anthony Towns. He can't play with his back to the basket, and that's what makes me angry because he don't. He just refuses to. He will be on the wing with a guy that's 6'1", 6'2", and will shoot the ball versus attacking the paint. The only way he'll get down the post if they draw a play for him to be in the post. That is it.
So I'm hoping Jalen can get him to move down on when a broken play, Jalen's up at the top. I hope he can get him to move down with a mismatch. So that's my number one excitement for this season is to see what Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns can do together.
But see, that's the thing. He wants to shoot threes. On a fast break, he will not go to the basket. He will pop out there to mid-range to 3 because he wants to shoot. Unless they're the only two on the other end, then he'll go in for a dunk, which that's what you're supposed to do. But yeah, when a broken play, he will swing out for the help because on a broken play, the ball go back to the point guard, and he will swing on the corner for the help instead of like, hey, I got a mismatch down here. He just won't do it unless they drop.
That's probably why Minnesota traded him.
Does New York? Jalen, the other kid that was hurt in the playoffs from New York, the other big scorer, is he still there?
No, that's how they got him. You talking about Julius Randle?
Did he go to?
Yeah. Randall, I forgot where he went, but Julius Randle, they let him go.
Yeah, so the three things I'm going to keep my eye on, and Jason just said one of them was Jalen and Carl. That's going to be one scenario that I'm interested in to see how that plays out. The second one, and Jay and I talked about this too the other day, was I want to see what Chris Paul, how much he helps Victor's game, and just that leadership and experience in the clubhouse. And then lastly, and you guys know I'd be remiss if I didn't say this, Kyrie, Luka, and our new musketeer, Clay, Splash Brother, Thompson. I want to see what that looks like, and if that can happen and be super productive. I'm real hopeful because, obviously the Mavericks had a big year last year, and it's going to be hard to get back there again. So
I'm about to say something that I've been saying for quite some time, not on this platform because I didn't bring it up on this platform, but I've been saying in offline conversations, and every time I said it back then, it was an argument. Klay Thompson is not a spot up three shooter. Now, can he? Now, here's the deal: can he shoot spot up three? Yeah. Does he prefer to catch and shoot? Yes. But back in the day when the Splash Brothers were introduced to the world, he was involved in the game. You're talking about with off the ball screens, being their top defender. His health was there. It's like he was mentally involved in the game to where it was just the overall energy that kept his adrenaline going, that kept him able to be able to shoot. But if you put him to a situation where he's just sitting in the corner waiting for the ball to come to him, that's not his game. That's not his game. And that's what if the Mavericks go to that version of Klay Thompson, we'll be trying to get him out here just quickly. We were trying to get Tim Hardaway out. So Tim Hardaway Jr. He's going to have to be more involved. They're going to have to get him more involved. You know what I'm saying? With those big men they got, Derek Lively, other new guy they got.
Derek Lively.
Oh man. Yeah, he's gonna be the glue, and I'm not talking about just his big man prowess, but he's gonna be that glue he's gonna have to get all them guys open. We can't go to just guys run to the corner and let Luke and Kyrie cook. They're gonna have to have some plays set up. And Jason Kidd is not that type of coach. I'm sorry. He is the lead the least resistant road. That's what he wants to do. Anything that makes sense, anything that's easy, the easiest way to coach, let's do it. And this is where this type of team, this is where you need like an old school coach. But let me see what he say. Hopefully Clay pump fakes and drops to yeah.
That's a good strategy. That's a good strategy.
Yeah, that's perfect right there. Cause that's an easy soft touch for him. That's free throw. That's it. If we can get those 2-pointers out of him, that's all we need. That's all we need, Clay. Forget trying to throw that joker in the corner, long range. You do what you do. But I'm hoping that his defense, because that's what we lack in perimeter defense. Oh my God. If he can still healthy to play some defense, will be good. Who's this other kid they've been talking about? Their new rookie. That's taller than Derek Lively. Have you heard? I've seen his pictures, but I haven't really saw him play. Okay, nobody knows.
Derek Lively.
Yeah, it was some new kid. I saw it on social media, so I didn't know if that was I don't know. I just
one.
Huh?
On the Mavericks?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard about this. Apparently, there's been something happening that I haven't seen. I think the success of the Mavericks actually hinges on what Derek Lively does this season. If he takes the next step to be an NBA big man and can handle the paint and can anchor them on defense and can give them 10 to 15 points a night on offense, and I think, man, I'm a huge Lively fan, and anybody who knows me knows it hurts my soul to root for people from Duke. But now I love Kyrie Irving and I love Derek Lively, so I guess I'm starting to drink the Kool-Aid of the Blue Devils. But man, it's the best time of any season when everybody is 0-0 and everybody has a chance.
Yeah.
I got to kind of clarify that comment he just made, that little Duke comment. J-Dub bleeds baby blue. Okay. That North Carolina blue. So for him to give a Duke guy the props.
Yeah. G is talking about
Shows how
Chet
much
Holmgren. He's talking about Chet Holmgren
He's
over
with
at
Oklahoma
OKC.
City.
Yeah, but he said the Wemby killer. Chet
We're going to see. That's going to be a battle for the next 10, 15 years until one of them tears an ACL.
for real. I know we got to get J-Dub out of here, man. We got 7 minutes when he got to get out of here. But we got in the final words for the NBA. J-Dub, I know because you got to go. J-Dub, y'all. J-Dub finna go. He finna go be Jay, what you got going on, man? Let the fans know out there what you got going on, man.
Bro, I got my first practice
with my 4th grade son and his team and his basketball team, and we're finna see what how much running I can get out of them, and if I can get them to stop traveling by the end of the season. Those are my 2 goals.
So
y'all need to be able to do 5 suicides and not travel when you catch the ball. If I can do those 2 things, then I'm happy.
So just to give you a little heads up, Jay, EC and I were talking earlier today, and part of the show moving forward, you're going to have a segment on y'all's little league basketball. Yeah. So
I'll send you some box scores.
Yeah.
Man.
Not only.
Hit a button. Yeah, there we go. There you go.
So we want you to keep. That's going to be. You're going to be our guy. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're gonna really appreciate that segment, man. I used to do it for my brother's little league squad, but then he changed up and went to a 7-on-7 squad. So we love those little league segment, man. That's where it all starts. That's where it all starts, man. You never know.
That's where it starts. All
right, J-Dub, man. We're gonna let you go and run on out of here and get your little man on up there. Man, we'll see you next week, brother.
Jay, good seeing you.
Brother. Buddy. I appreciate y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of the topics, and y'all keep it pushing. And I'll talk to y'all soon.
Thanks, Jay.
All right, J-Dub.
I'll
let you, brother.
Yeah.
All right, D-Way, man. Let's jump into
let's do it. So, as we said earlier, what you hope for is the 2 best teams standing at the end, and you got one way out there on the West Coast. And we got one way up there in the Northeast side.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be the pinstripe New York Yankees versus the Shitani Otani LA Dodgers. And it's going to be a classic. I'm telling you, it's going to be a war. And so I am so excited. The Mets had a great run. Cleveland Guardians had a great run. I got a little shout out, a little side, if I can get a little shout out plug here. A good friend of mine that I went to high school with, her son had a really good year for the Cleveland Guardians. His name's David Fry. So shout out to Nancy and the whole family, and congratulations. They're local here in the Colleyville area. But Major League Baseball the playoffs was super exciting.
Yeah.
Props to the Royals, Kansas City, Detroit. Props to Cleveland, and obviously the Yankees. And then
you forgetting my squad?
I'm not finished. I haven't got to the National League
yet. Okay.
Props to obviously to the Dodgers, to the New York Mets. For sure. I'm gonna give a bunch of love to the San Diego Padres.
That's my squad.
And they're, that's my prediction. My prediction is the Padres will win the World Series next year.
Okay.
And so I'm hoping it's a Padres Rangers, but that's a story for another time. But let's see when's game 1 of the World Series?
I believe it's think Thursday or Friday, one of the 2.
I'm gonna tell you just a second.
Let's see here. I
Friday.
got to pull it up. It's Friday. Yeah.
And it's in LA.
Yeah.
And we've got the Yankees' best pitcher, Garrett Cole, going against Jack. Was it Flattery? Flattery? Who is it here? Jack Flattery.
Yeah. Against Jack Flattery. Yeah.
Flattery. So it's going to be, if you're a baseball guy, and you like watching the baseball at the highest level, we're going to have it starting Friday. So we'll have more to talk about on that, obviously next Tuesday night and everything. But for all the viewers out there that are baseball people,
He said
love
the
you,
Rangers are good.
Jonathan G.
Hey, G, don't give up on the Rangers yet. We still
Yeah.
got some things in the work. Don't give up on the Rangers just yet.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't shout out to my covenant brother, Felix. Felix said that you got the $84 million Guardians that were playing the $300 million Yankees. So it's got to be Yankees 300 plus million, and the Dodgers got to be somewhat close to that.
Oh, man.
The other thing that's crazy about that is our local boy from Highland Park, Clayton Kershaw, who's been, the ace of that staff in the Dodgers, he's been hurt most of the year. I mean, he hadn't played at all in the playoffs, and I don't know that they're expecting him to play in the World Series or not, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting, and it's my.
Let me ask you this question: so who shines the brightest in this series between Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani? Which one you like to see shine brighter? Who you think will shine brighter?
Can I tell you?
Go ahead.
I am so glad you asked me that question because that's the $1 million question. That is a question that whichever one of those two guys have the biggest series, I got to think that's who wins the series. And so my answer on the FairWeather fan, and I have the right to change my mind next Tuesday, is Shohei Ohtani is, and I said this a week or two ago. He's a special cat, man. Okay?
Yeah.
He steals bases and he hits. There's no place to pitch him.
Yeah,
because he can adjust so fast and what he does with his bat and how quick he picks the ball up. I'm going to go with Ohtani, and I'm going to go. I think the Dodgers win the series. How about you, E?
I got the Dodgers on a Facebook post I had a couple of weeks ago. Last week, I said that the Minnesota Lynx will win the WNBA Finals and that the Dodgers win the World Series. But obviously, I'm already I'm wrong on that one. So I changed my mind now. I'm now picking the New York Liberty to win the WNBA Finals. Okay, so I'm staying with the Dodgers until further notice. Let me let you know.
So, and then another shout out is one of our Richland High School alumni, Trent Grisham.
Yeah,
who's a utility outfielder, backup outfielder for the Yankees. Another really great kid, good Christian guy. I'm excited for him and his family. They get to be in his first World Series.
That's what's up.
But yeah, so we'll see. But it's going to be fun. What am I rooting for? I tend to find myself during the games, rooting for whichever team is behind.
Yeah.
If a team gets out there 4-1, I start rooting for the team that, for them to get, just to make the game, tight and exciting and all that kind of good stuff. But,
I'm excited for my father-in-law because he is a diehard Dodger fan. I mean, and so I'll get a chance to call him and talk to him about baseball. Maybe, and I wish there was a time I don't know. It's a 7-game series, so it'd be cool to actually get up there or have him come down here to watch a game with him and just sit there and watch a game with him. But he is a straight up Dodger blue guy, man. And this has been a long time coming for the Dodgers to get back into the big dance. And so I'm so excited for that. But I'm kind of, like I said, I'm rooting for the Dodgers to win. But like I say, I can change my mind. Depends on, to be determined. Let me say it that way.
Shout out to my cousin Bruce. Up in the city of brotherly love in Philadelphia, he told me at the All-Star break that he didn't see how it couldn't be he felt like the Dodgers and Yankees were the two best teams. So kudos to him for that. But good stuff, and I'm looking forward to Friday. So.
All right. So as we get ready to run a close, we're a little bit over time. We're going to go ahead and wrap the show up. We're going to close just real quick. Some brief thoughts on the what we saw on week 8 of the college football, man. We saw Texas take a loss to Georgia, man. We and D-Way, we talked about it earlier, man. Welcome to the SEC Texas Longhorns, because Georgia let them know they didn't play anybody up until now, and it was what it looked. I mean, they didn't know which quarterback to throw in the game. They going backwards and forwards. They were trying to figure out something, man. But this is what the SEC brings. I found a lot more respect for the SEC after this game. And so now with Texas losing, it shifted up the rankings. You got Oregon number 1, Georgia number 2, Penn State number 3, Ohio State number 4, Texas number 5, and blasphemy against Miami. Oh, I get it. Ohio State, Big Ten, by Miami need to be shown some love. Yeah, I don't know why they're tripping. But anyway, but then you still got Iowa State as undefeated, and as well as BYU in the Big 12 undefeated. So these rankings could have gone anyway.
We're 7 weeks in, and we'll see. I mean, I just don't. I mean,
I know J-Dub said the ones he's crying about is those 4 through 12. Those on me the 5 through 12 or the 6 through 8 through 12. So yeah.
But I mean, from what I've seen, the two best teams, regardless of what their records are.
They can call it. Hey, they looking good. They looked real good the other day. They did look good. I was proud of Colorado.
Two best teams still, you know, I don't care. You can throw the records out. Two best teams on paper is Georgia Bulldogs and Ohio State Buckeyes. And if I'm wrong at the end of the year, then I'll be the first to say, dude, you know, I missed that by a mile.
Yeah.
They're in a category by themselves, and then there's about 6 other teams behind them.
Yeah.
And then there's about 6 other teams behind them. So it is what it is. But hey, Tennessee put it on Alabama.
They did give Alabama what they second loss of the season. So Tennessee showed out, did their thing. So Alabama is still in the top 25, which they're the only let me see, am I looking at this right? Them and Vanderbilt are the only 2 lost teams in the top 25, which again is blasphemous.
And my brother Felix,
and Ole Miss as well, yeah.
You see, my brother Felix just texted me on my phone and said the Dogs, they were under big time attack. Not only were the Zebras attacking those Dogs, but Bevo was also after them.
Who are you talking about?
The Georgia, Texas.
Oh yeah, the Georgia.
The officials.
Yeah,
Bevo, the mascot. I love it. Good job, Felix.
Yeah. Y'all, that's our time today, man. Listen, before we close out, once again, stay tuned sometime after this video. It's not going to be right away, but maybe before 9 o'clock ish or so. I'm going to put a Facebook post out there letting you know for the FairWeather Fan cash giveaway on next Tuesday. Go to Facebook, watch a video called "Which Sport Has the Best Athletes." It's a video on Facebook as well as YouTube. Watch that video. It's a 19-minute video. Watch it in its entirety. And we come on next Tuesday before the show. I'm going to ask some questions about that particular video. And if you answer it right, you have your chance to get $200. So please watch that video. I'm going to throw a post after this show, but I'm going to throw a video up again tomorrow, giving you the more details. And I'm going to keep posting it because I want you guys to get a chance, and for you fans out there. So once again, you have to be a subscriber to Featherweight Podcast, either be a friend on Facebook or a subscriber on YouTube in order to get a chance to win. And I'll be looking for your names. Don't just think you can come in and out. Be looking for your names. This is fan appreciation. Once again, the name of that video is "Which Sports Has the Best Athletes." It's a video I did about a couple of months ago. It was right after the Olympics. So please jump on. And then it was actually right after they gave the post about the 21st century's greatest athletes, 100 greatest athletes of the 21st century. I based that whole podcast on that. So there it is. Watch the video. I'm gonna ask some questions about it and get your chance to get up to $200, man. This your boy EC22, man. Shouts out to my boy J-Dub, who had to go watch his kid play, man, or practice. And then D-Way, man, we finally got you on. Everything's good over there?
Yes, sir. Thank you for your help today, man.
Yes, sir.
Y'all be blessed, and then we're looking forward to seeing everybody next Tuesday night, man. Gig 'em Aggies.
Yeah, go Aggies. All right, y'all. This is EC22, the FairWeather fan channel with D-Way and J-Dub. Man, we are out.